Hi, little hawks! Today we're going to be doing an art lesson. I'm joined by Miriam and Briana, and we're going to be making a lesson based around Thanksgiving so that you can show off all of your artistic talent on the Thanksgiving dinner table. First off, we're going to be reading a book. So the book we're going to be reading is The Night Before Thanksgiving by Natasha Wing. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the nation, families got ready for the big celebration. At our house, my mom baked 3 kinds of pies: pecan, pumpkin, and apple surprise. That night we were nestled all snug in our beds, while visions of turkey legs danced in our heads. How many turkey legs do you see? I see 5 of them. The very next morning, Thanksgiving, yippee! We got up and watched the parade on TV. Relatives arrived from near and far, by taxi and airplane, by train and by car. My brother came up the basement stairs, lugging the kids' table and folding chairs. We counted and polished the best silverware, then set the 2 tables with patience and care. The turkey went in, and as more cousins came, I laughed and I shouted and called them by name. Hi Danny, hi Donnie, hi Paula and Vicky, hi Casey, hi Kathy, hi Brenda and Ricky. Come in from the porch, stepped into the hall. Now come and play, come and play, come and play all. So up to my room, my cousins they flew. We played with my toys and computer games too. We made pilgrim hats and funny shoe buckles, then put on a skit for aunts and for uncles. All were assembled except Uncle Norm, who called us to say he was stuck in a storm. Meanwhile, my mother was getting out yams, cranberry jelly, and honey-baked hams. When Mom wasn't looking, we stuck olives on fingers, said they were puppets and grand opera singers. While dinner was cooking, we played dodgeball outside. Our tummies were growling. Can we eat yet? We cried. The timer then sounded. The turkey was cooked. Mom opened the oven. She sniffed and she looked. When what to our watering mouths should appear but a marvelous bird, which caused us to cheer. The skin, oh so golden, the drumstick so juicy. The stuffing was fluffy, thanks to Aunt Lucy. Dad slid out the bird. It weighed 30 pounds. He turned, then he tripped over one of the hounds. There goes the turkey. Up in the air the turkey did fly, over the string beans and straight for a pie. My brother and I made such a clatter, as we leapt and caught the bird on the platter. All right, said Grandpa, get on with the carving. Can't you see that these people are starving? Dad spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He sliced up the turkey, then turned with a jerk. In front of our house, we heard beeps of a horn. A trucker delivered, none other than Norm. With a wink of his eye and a twist of his head, the party can start. I made it, Norm said. We all took our places. The food smelled so great. We started to dig in, but Dad said to wait. We're thankful that everyone is together this year in our home and our hearts, where we hold you so dear. We ate and we ate, yet last but not least, the very next day was a leftovers feast. The end. Okay, little hawks, now we're going to go over our vocab words. So our first vocab word is marvelous. Marvelous means really, really good. So instead of saying really, really good, you can say something's marvelous. Do you remember what they said was marvelous in the book? I think it was the turkey. Our next vocab word is patience. Patience is when you have to wait for something. If you're waiting for something and you're really good about waiting and you're okay that you had to wait, you have a lot of patience. Our third vocab word is filter. A filter is an object that filters things out. What I mean by that is if something went through, such as water, bigger objects would stay. You may have used one at the beach where you put sand and seawater in it and filter out some shells. And our final vocab word is plumage. Plumage is another word for feathers. Now we're going to go on to our lesson. So now we're going to be starting our lesson. If you signed up for Take and Make, you got a bag that has all of the materials you need. You will also need glue, a glue stick or liquid glue works, tape, and markers. So, to start, we're going to start off by gluing everything to our body of our turkey. So that means we're going to need to glue some googly eyes on it. I'm going to do 2 big ones. And I'm going to do the beak. So I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to take a googly eye. I'm going to glue it on. Just like that. You can do however many googly eyes you want. And whatever size you want. And whatever size you would like. So now I'm going to glue on this little yellow piece as the beak. Just like that. And to finish it off, you're going to take a red marker, or any color marker you'd like, and we're going to make the gobbler, which is the little part underneath its beak. Just like that. So afterwards, we're going to make its feathers and use the coffee filter that was given, and you're going to take some markers and you're going to color it. So the color I'm going to choose is orange. And the color I'm going to choose is pink.
And the color I'm going to choose is yellow.
So now we're just going to start coloring. Any pattern you want. It doesn't have to look like anything, just however you want, with whatever color you want. And right now, our feathers look like this. So now, after you've finished coloring, you're going to take it to the sink and we're going to be putting some water on it to blend all of the colors together. Okay, little hawks. So, in order to make this all blend together, we need to put water on it. So to do that, you can use any surface. I'm using a paper plate, and you put water on it, just like that. Make sure there's not too much. You can dump out a little bit. And then what you do is you take the paper and you just put it in. So you're going to put it in just like that, and then you're going to move it around. So that way, it all is covered. Then you keep going, do both sides. Make sure it all gets blended in together. And then you'll end up having something that looks like Now this is pretty wet, so in order to dry it off, I'd use paper towels. Make sure the paper towel covers it all. So I'm folding mine in half. And then you just dab it off. And to put it onto the turkey, you do not want to have it wet because it will rip. So you gotta make sure you dry it off completely before doing this. You also want to make sure to use washable markers when you do this because it will get all over your fingers, but it will come off. And then once it's dried off, you can unfold it, and there you have it. All right, so now that you've finished putting water all over it and blending the colors together like we did, you can wait for it to dry and then fold it in half and then in half again. And then you're going to be gluing it to the body. Just like this. So now it looks like it has a whole bunch of feathers on it. After that, we're going to want to make it look like it can stand up, just like this one we had already made. So to make the stand, you're going to need to use the popsicle sticks that we had and take the tape as well. Okay guys, so I'm going to take 2 popsicle sticks and I'm going to take some tape. The way I did it before with our example that we previously made is I took a piece of tape and I taped a little bit from right here to here of one popsicle stick, and then I taped about the same distance on the other popsicle stick, but one of them is standing up and the other one is lying down. And you want to do this with multiple pieces of tape to make it stand up. You can also use both sides. So you see how it was on this side? Well, I'm also going to do some on this side to make sure it stands up. And voila! You have a stand. So now, after you've created your stand, you're going to take your glue and you're going to glue it to the body. I find it easier if you put the glue on the stand and not the body. You're just going to press it down and you have to wait for it to dry. And then once it's dried, it will look just like how we did our example. It'll stand up, you can put it on the table, and it shows off your awesome creation.
We're going to review our vocab one more time. And first word is marvelous. Does anybody remember what marvelous meant? Marvelous is another word for something that is really, really good. Our next word is patience. And patience is when you have the ability to wait for something to happen instead of being anxious. Our next word is filter. Does anybody remember what Miss Miriam said about filter? Filter is an object you use to drain something out of so you can separate the two. And then plumage is another word for a feather.
All right, little hawks, thanks so much for doing our lesson with us. I hope you remember all your vocabulary words. So now we're going to review. What did you like most about the book? My favorite part was when the turkey flew out of their dad's hands and then they caught it. I thought that was really cool.
What colors did you guys use to color your turkey's feathers? We used orange, yellow, and pink.
Do you remember a time that you helped your parents with Thanksgiving dinner? I help my parents make mashed potatoes every year. And our last question is, where are you going to put your turkey around your house? I know I'm going to put mine right on the Thanksgiving dinner table so everybody can see it. All right, little hawks, thank you so much for doing our lesson with us, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!